Our first interaction, it was Halloween, and so it was one of the first times that I got to meet Lee, and Lee had a reputation dating his sister's friends. So when I met Lee, I knew he was super handsome and definitely the type of guy I was into, but Lacey was my best friend. So I asked Lacey if it was okay if we went on a date, and she's like, well, I'm not sure if that's gonna be okay because, you know, it hasn't worked out well in the past. And I told her, I was like, I promise you that I'll be the last girl that Lee ever dates. And then our first date was the day before I started my first job as a mortgage broker and Lee started his first job in boat sales.
She ended up falling in a bush that night, and I think she fell head over heels for me, literally, so.
I did. We dated about 7 years before we got engaged. And we just knew, like I knew when I met Lee that he had something really special about him, that he had the same heart and the same want to change the world that I did. And so he was the first guy I ever met that really had that ambition.
So I always had like a special place in my heart for like amusement parks, haunted houses, attractions where people got excited, go-kart tracks. So I remember being a young kid where I was always drafting go-kart tracks, and when I wanted to own a go-kart track, what it would look like. So as I got into boats, I understand, wow, owning a boat dealership would be really cool. As I was working at dealerships, so I kept drawing what my boat dealership would look like. And then one day I had the opportunity to open my own. There was a point where I realized I could work for somebody else and help them make their dreams come true, or I could really take this opportunity and make our dreams come true and make new memories with new teammates. And that's what we did. We took a leap of faith. Basically, it was me and 2 technicians that started, and then I took a loan from my girlfriend Amanda, beautiful wife now, for $10,000. Without our drive and passion and her $10,000 and the opportunity, we would have never got started.
Did you pay her back?
Did pay her back with
Nice. 17%
interest rate within 1 year.
1 year note.
It was a promissory note about this long.
So we were dating a year and a half at the time?
Year and a half.
Yeah, a year and a half.
When I asked for the loan.
I knew that he had a big dream. He was really good at what he did. He was really good at his job, and he loved it, and he loved boats, and he had shared that boating passion with me the year and a half we'd been dating. One of our first dates, he gave me a wakeboard and told me that I was gonna get on it. And I had never seen a wakeboard in my life, so he got me behind the boat first thing, so I knew if there was anybody that was gonna make this happen, it was gonna be him. So I had a lot of faith and a lot of hope, and I knew that the sheer drive that we had, that we were gonna make it work. When he told me that we were gonna open our own boat dealership, and we built our own offices because we started in a warehouse in downtown Charlotte, I said, okay, let's do this.
It was a lot of fun, actually. It was pretty cool. We started Charlotte Ski Boats in May of 2010, and we got married in 2013.
He told me that we had a test drive with a customer, and so we went out, got ready for the test drive in January, so it was a little cold, and he told me that he hit something with the prop. So I go back there to try to figure it out, and when I'm back there looking, he's like, get a little further, so see if the prop's broken. So I'm like, Lee, why would you break the prop right before the customer came? And then I turned around and he had the ring out. And so we got engaged on a Mastercraft X-Star. Lee went to buy a trailer up in Mooresville. It was one of the first weekends that I was out of town doing our financials. And he calls me and he tells me, he's like, honey, we need to buy this fire station. We haven't even got married yet. We don't have a house. Like, we can't buy a fire station. And he said, I know that this is the right thing for us to do. This is the location that God meant for us. Like, this is it. You need to trust me. And we did. So we took all of our savings again and invested in the fire station. So before we were married, before we got our first house, we bought a fire station. And that's where the dealership is housed today.
We knew we needed to transition to the fire station without having a loan for construction or really a plan to develop the fire station. So what we did was we purchased an RV and we parked it on some land next to the fire station, and we operated a second sales team mobily out of that RV for probably about a year and a half. And we sold a lot of boats out of that. The cool thing about the RV was we bought it from our Hyperlight rep, Eddie Beverly. That RV was used for the Pro Tour and for a lot of wakeboard events, and that's what started the big thing about using RVs as promotional vehicles in water sports.
If you bought a boat from us when we had the RV, it was awesome because what you would pull up to is we made a makeshift volleyball court in the front. We had a bunch of pennant flags, and we had a bunch of lawn chairs, and the experience that the customer got when they bought a boat from the RV was very unique, and we still have longtime customers of ours that just giggle and laugh of they bought a boat from an RV.
We love the idea of the fire station, the history behind it, because this facility was built back in the 60s. It was a volunteer fire station that was added on to 2 or 3 times. When we bought the fire station, there was a few things that we knew we needed. We needed ceiling height to make sure we could fit the boats with the towers on it. We needed proximity to the lake, and we needed a certain price point. That was like the 3 biggest criteria that this thing checked out pretty quickly, so that's why we moved pretty fast. We bought the fire station before we even had a design or really even a look we were going for. So basically we bought the fire station, we sat in a bar with our Mastercraft rep at the time, and we started drawing on paper napkins of what we wanted the facility to look like. It was really cool because basically we took a box and we made it into a whole cool design. My grandfather is a car designer for General Motors. He does a lot of futuristic designs with their concept car division. He does architecture on the side, and for about a year and a half I worked with him just on design features. As the company was growing, it was kind of unique because every time you'd ask me what we need in the fire station, I always had to add on to it.
The fire station is definitely very efficiently built for every nook and cranny to be used for a purpose. So a lot of other dealerships are 3 times the size of ours, but we have a lot of love packed into every corner at our dealership. So everything is intentionally built. Our general contractor was a great customer of ours, a longtime friend and mentor of Lee's. And he came out of retirement, and we met with him every Wednesday and went over the design that his grandfather put together. We had a whole set of hand-drawn drawings that we brought to our architect here in Charlotte and got them stamped for approval, but his grandfather actually hand drew the whole fire station. Every bit of our journey, though, has been one step at a time because we knew that having stability in our growth was super important for longevity. We didn't, move into the fire station and build a Taj Mahal. We had a very quaint fire station and we did renovations. But every step of the journey has been strategically planned where we could do healthy growth so we could be here for all the promises that we made to our customers. That's why we're here, is for our customers.
As we were growing, we realized the whole organization revolved around Amanda and myself. What would happen is we would deliver a boat and the customer would be inspired by our story, because I started off working in a dealership when I was 13 years old by washing boats. So when they saw where I started and where I came, they would look at their son or daughter and said, hey, they're up for their first job. Do you think they could work with you? And generally we'd say yes and bring them on. And a lot of times we end up developing them through boat washing and detailing, through lot porter, up into sales or service, all the way up to team leaders that we currently have.
We started taking leadership courses and really developed ourselves so we could help develop the rest of our staff. Customers come not just to Lee and I coming in to see our team, they're coming in to see Tanner and Lane, and there's all these names that they come in just to see, to visit with. It's really cool to see our team develop and to see what kind of community that we're building here at Charlotte Ski Boats.
So we've grown a lot, and our vision and mission has changed throughout the years in different stages of the business. The vision is really to build confidence in others through water sports in the community. We do that through the YMCA organization, the Cove Church, and the local other charities that we're heavily involved in.
We had a promise to each one of our customers when they bought their first wakeboard or their first surfboard with us or their first boat with us that we were going to be here for them for the long haul. And everyone here at Charlotte Ski Boats, not just Lee and I, but our whole team, we're very committed to our community and to our customers and to each other. When we say it's the CSB family, it's really the CSB family. We are pumped, we're excited, we're ready.
Let's do this. Woo!